The living room is one of the biggest parts of the home, but if it's not set up right, it ends up making the whole house look like a mess. The size of the room also means it can get expensive to fix up, but not if you do it right. Welcome to Jensen's DIY. In this video, we'll be giving you 20 ideas to redo your living room on a budget. 20. Sometimes the things you already own are more than enough to give your living room a makeover. It just takes a bit of thinking to see it. Move everything around. Wherever your furniture currently sits, there are always 3 other directions you can put it in. Experiment with moving things around, and you'll have a completely new living room once you're done. 19. Bookcases have always been that one piece of furniture that you can put in virtually any room and it works. Living rooms are no different. You can add a bookcase and set it up using things you already own. Bookcases can really switch things up and create an entirely new section that will ultimately make the whole living room look different. 18. Good lighting is everything. You can go to town with redecorating, but if the lighting isn't right, nothing will be. This isn't very difficult to do. Just decide on whether you want cool or warm lights and stick to it. Generally, warm lighting is more forgiving, so going for some nice warm-toned lamps makes any living room look brand new. 17. Colors are fun, and it's easy to go shopping and randomly pick out whatever you like. But this can be a disaster when you put all the different colors into one room. Some colors just don't go together. Spend your money wisely by only picking out things that adhere to a theme. Once you're done, even if there are a bunch of different colors involved, as long as they're in the same theme, it'll look perfect. 16. One of the best ways to remedy blank wall syndrome is to create an art wall. You might be thinking, but art is expensive. Sure, it can be, but not if you DIY the whole thing. DIY acrylic pours are great to hang on your walls because they don't actually require any talent to make. Just throw some paint on the canvas and let it do its thing. Once it's dry, you can hang it up. It's a nice piece of art with a story behind it. The story is even cuter if the whole family gets together and works on the project, so you end up with a cheap art piece that has priceless memories attached to it. 15. Plants can pretty much transform any space. Real plants, however, can get pretty expensive. The great thing is that nowadays you can find fake plants that look very real. These are much cheaper than real plants and much easier to maintain. Plus, they're great when you want to update your living room. 14. A living room makeover doesn't necessarily mean you need to change everything about it. You could go that route, of course, but it's not a necessity. A quick and easy way of transforming the space is to simply add lots and lots of throw pillows and blankets, within reason, of course. They'll all come together and make the room look entirely new. 13. Little bar trolleys and nooks are a great way to give your living room a new look in a functional way. They don't have to be alcohol bars either. They can hold whatever your drink of choice may be, whether it's tea, coffee, juice, or anything else you like to have on hand. 12. Your furniture might look old and worn out, but if you make a good initial investment in decent quality pieces, there's probably hope that you can bring them back to life. Repaint your cabinets and coffee table and reupholster your sofa to give them a whole new look without having to spend hundreds of dollars on brand new ones. 11. If the rest of your living room looks nice and you don't really want to mess with it, you can still give it a brand new look by looking outside of the main living room area, to the door instead. Swap out your regular swing door with a barn door instead. These are not only visually interesting, but they also save a lot of space that would otherwise be taken up by the regular door since it needs room to open. 10. Although generally living rooms are set up as a single space, it doesn't have to be that way. Reset the furniture to create a hotel lobby look instead. This is a totally unique way of setting up your living room, and it's bound to start a lot of conversations. 9. If you just have your furniture sitting around on the floor, you might be struggling to tie it all together. One way you can do that is by experimenting with rugs. Put in different types of rugs, or just get one big rug to act as an anchor. You'll be surprised by how much of a difference it really makes. 8. When you're moving your furniture around, you might find that you suddenly have some extra space that looks odd and empty the way it is. Add ottomans in a space like that, and you'll not only fill in the visual gaps, but you'll also get lots of extra seating. 7. It seems to be standard practice to hang curtains wherever the top of the window is, but that isn't the case. They can pretty much go anywhere. One of the best ways to switch things up is to hang the curtains as close to the ceiling as possible to make the walls look taller and give your living room a royal look. 6. Even though almost all of the world seems to do the point the furniture at the TV thing, the trend is now changing. Instead of having the TV in the living room, people now have them in bedrooms. This leaves nothing to point your furniture towards. You can give the living room an updated look by adding something like an art piece or a fireplace as the focal point instead. The best part is you can even find digital fireplaces now, so there's no real mess while doing this at all. 5. If you're living in an area near water or have a nice garden outside, instead of keeping the blinds closed, open them up and use the colors of the outside world to create a feature wall. This way, it'll feel like the inside is just an extension of the outside, giving your living room an unexpected new twist. 4. This one might seem extreme, but it's also something that drastically changes up a room. Instead of just painting the walls, take the paint all the way to the ceiling and create somewhat of a fully immersive experience when you walk in. Even if you keep everything else exactly the way it was, except for the new paint, it'll still make a huge difference, but you'll get the best results if you do this along with moving the furniture around. 3. When you've got tons of empty wall space, even if you've set up an art wall in another section of the house, things can still look pretty empty. To fill out these walls and give them the interesting element they need, thrift or order a bunch of frames online. The cheaper the better. Buy and print images or choose ones you've taken and set up an entire gallery wall. It'll give the room a much needed update, and it can be a great conversation starter. 2. Although we've mentioned that you shouldn't go crazy with colors, that doesn't mean you should shy away from them altogether. As long as you've got a plan in mind, you can even have lots of pops of color in the living room that complement each other and look great. Something like this jewel-toned living room is a good example of what this could look like. 1. This one's a no-brainer, but it's such an easy and usually very cheap idea that we just had to include it. When all else seems too overwhelming, get lots of mirrors. Let the light bounce around and create a whole new look in a way that isn't even permanent. You can easily place the mirrors instead of hanging them up, so no rental agreements are violated, and you can move them around until you're happy with the final look. Most of the ideas we've mentioned here are either temporary or super easy to do on your own. You can combine a few of these and create a totally unique living room while staying under budget. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.